Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the one and only. Oh, I lost my cursor.
Very professional, Christian.
Yeah,
First we're late, and now this.
yeah. I don't. My Discord has taken away my cursor twice today, so I don't know what's with that. But oh, there we go. It's back again. All right. Welcome. If you guys watched our latest video, well, actually second latest because I uploaded a 2K thank you video. It was just me trash talking Nocturn, and then it got me thinking, hey, you know, we've done like two tier lists in in 1 month. Let's make that three. Um, and
You gotta triple down.
yeah, and I brought along my man, my amigo, my Castlevania enjoyer, Cole from Dunderheads.
It is the second analyzer guy on the channel. You
Yeah.
know me for being critical on those Nintendo villains.
Oh yeah. The Nintendo man himself.
I decided to spice it up a little bit. We're going rated M.
So, to start off here, I put all the characters in sort of like the order roughly. There's a few exceptions, because I forgot where they were. Um, in accordance to when they were introduced to us in the series. That's sort of my gimmick and way of putting them down. So of course, to start off, we have Trevor Belmont.
Very good, man.
I don't think it really takes much brain power to say that personally, I think Trevor's S tier.
I agree.
I'm gonna keep it 100% real. I mean, they're like just like a banging main character. Um, they're funny. They're infinitely better than Richter.
Oh yeah, easily.
Anonymous Fox says Trevor, Alucard, Dracula, S rank. That's the only thing that I care about.
Well, I'm sorry, those folks, but that might not happen.
That might not
We'll
happen.
see.
You might get
We'll see.
2/3 of those in S
Yep,
tier.
I think we're picking
I
the
think
same
we're
person.
yeah. But no, I mean, Trevor from their very first scene to their last scene is very they just have you by the heart. Like their final scene, like whenever they're fighting like death, is just goosebump insanity. But yeah. But with
Yeah.
that, we
I think it's my turn to take the thing.
okay.
I very much agree with Trevor being S rank. He's my personal favorite character, which was a battle for him. Funnily enough, like he was fighting his way not only through monsters in the show, but as to be my favorite character.
Yeah,
in
it
the
changed
show.
like 3 times.
It did. But like Christian was saying, he's very good beginning to end. He he's he you can definitely feel where he's come from. Like you can tell he's someone who's lost it all, but he's still trying to like fight through it. And he hasn't like given up hope or anything. Well, he kind of did in the beginning, but like he still was able to find something worth fighting for. And he didn't find that. He still would have kept fighting anyway, because like that's where we saw him still fighting from like bar to bar. But I think he's really funny. There's a lot of good jokes. Um, he does a lot of cool shit in the show, and I agree with Christian. His final fight with Death, amazing, very high quality fight. A great build up to it, even though it's a little rushed. But that's not here or there. It's very unfortunate.
It is very
Uh,
unfortunate.
I like the sauce he has. Like I like his pizzazz. He's very like goofy, but very serious at the same time, and like he kind of has some of that dry humor that I really enjoy with him, and it's like the perfect combination of character traits for me, honestly, as a main character. And he doesn't fall into like the like what is it what's the
The
hero
hero's
trope
journey.
thing called? Yeah, he doesn't fall into the hero's journey, which is like a great thing because it's so
Yes, no,
overdone nowadays.
it's very rare. I mean, we have a series about how much we love villains, so it's very hard for me to like. It's very rare. I wouldn't say very hard. Very rare for me to find a hero that like I would even consider putting in a tier as high as S. So Trevor, that alone, oh yeah, pfft, amazing. The fact that I even like the main character is a massive accomplishment.
Yeah, he's a very intriguing main character. He does a lot of cool, interesting shit. And he feels more like an anti-hero than a hero, but at the same time, you know he is the hero. Like,
Yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I think they did a really good job with Trevor.
Yeah, no, there. Well, we'll see if anyone gets higher than him, but we'll have to see. They got a
Yeah.
battle to fight.
Yes, very much.
But now, Sypha. Do you want to take the lead with this one since I led Trevor?
I guess. I like Sypha. Uh, I don't think she's. I don't think she's S tier. I think she's probably A tier.
That's kind of where I'm thinking.
Yeah, because like she's good. She's a great character. But she isn't on the same level as Trevor for me. Like.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
She definitely ties together the trio very well. While Trevor is very realistic and like serious, she's very lighthearted and like sassy in a way. So it kind of rounds it out together pretty well, I think. We'll get to Alucard for this, but with him, he's also kind of more serious. But so it's nice to have a little bit of a less serious character, even though she can absolutely get serious. So we see that multiple times, but it doesn't her natural state, more or less. But I enjoy all the stuff. Progression through magic was really cool to see, like her learning, like pretty much on the fly, to use lightning after only exclusively using ice and like fire for a bit. And I think I really enjoyed like seeing her become her own person instead of just I'm the speaker magician. That's all I do.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is I really like Sypha. But I think my biggest criticism of her is that I think that her quote unquote arc was supposed to be season 3. With her kind of seeing Trevor's side of adventuring, how things can get dark. But I feel like we only see that part of her arc at like the tail end. So I feel like her as a character doesn't have much of an individual arc besides, helping fight Dracula, like same as the others, like, but Alucard has like the arc of, having to deal with the fact that they're Dracula's kid or fighting their father, like it's a whole other personal thing. And Trevor, it's I'm the last person in my family of a family of monster hunters. Sypha is
no one likes
exactly, yeah. And Sypha's like there. Like Sypha like helps a lot and like has good reason to help fight Dracula or whatnot, but like there's no like individual arc for it. Besides wanting to I think it's obtain her like the knowledge that Dracula hoards as a speaker. But yeah.
Yeah. I know she wanted to like seek out more knowledge and like help people a lot. Like because that's what her clan is all about, wandering and learning and helping.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she just felt like she could do more with Trevor than with her clan, which I mean is understandable.
Very valid. I put them in A because I do think they're an A tier character. They're a good character, but they definitely I feel have their flaws. But I just think that I wish they had more screen time. That's probably my thing with them. Compared to Trevor and Alucard, she gets the least out of the trio.
Yeah, there's a couple characters I wish I had more screen time, like just in general.
There's a character I wish I had less screen time. And it was his name. Yeah. His name is Alucard. Dude, fuck. Oh.
Dude, Alucard is the reason season 3 is my least favorite season.
No, genuinely.
Anonymous Fox is kind of talking about this a little bit. Alucard in season 3 doesn't exist. I wish he didn't.
No, it's bad. Like he just kind of like nothing happened. Like it's so
You can tell that something was meant to happen. Like I understand the arc they were going for. Cuz they were like trying to be like, "Oh, well now that you are alone in this castle, what's stopping you from becoming your father?" That was that for a little bit, but like it goes nowhere. And then he finds these people that he starts like training, which I mean, for a while it's like going pretty good, you know, like it's a little bit more interesting, but it just felt pretty slow, and like I don't know, like, and then of course the ending of that arc,
and they it feels like just out of nowhere, like. But like fucking like it felt like I in like retrospect watching it I could see where like the quote unquote foreshadowing was, but it was some shit foreshadowing. Like it was ass. Like it's like, oh, we got a plan. Like I just remember there being like one sentence in the episode where the two guys betray him. And like it's like it could be construed as like foreshadowing in that manner, but like only if you had watched it at that, like, watched it already and knew what was coming.
I had, like, no idea, and it caught me so off guard, and, like, genuinely, like, it was just uncomfortable. It lasted way too damn long.
But, now that we got the negative out of the way, Season 1, 2, and 4, Alucard, hard. Goes off.
Very good.
Fucking very great. Good. Actually amazing. Great ass character.
Ruined his arc in season 3. Like it was a good idea. They just didn't do it good.
No, literally
at all.
If Alucard was as good as he is in seasons 1, 2, and 4, as he wasn't like as he should have been in 3, then he would be S tier. But season 3, it's this isn't an exaggeration, but it's just so bad. It knocks him down a whole tier.
Like I literally when I was watching season 3, because I just recently watched it for the first time. That's kind of why I'm here. You know, fresh take, blah blah blah. We just watched the whole series and Nocturn together. I literally every time I saw Alucard come on screen, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be pretty boring, isn't it?" And I was right, because they didn't do it well. Not.
No, you know it's bad whenever you like. You're not excited at all whenever like it's the character's turn to be on screen on that season.
Yeah, which sucks because I agree. I like Alucard. He's a good character. It's just during season 3, I didn't want to see him at all because his arc wasn't good, which is not his fault as a character. It is definitely the writer's fault, but it still ruins him as a character. So I agree with like dropping him down.
But I would put him above Sypha still.
I agree. I actually do agree.
I don't think that it's like a turbo gap between them, but I just think that they're so much better in the seasons 1 and 2 more than 4. That because 1 and 2 is like their fucking zone. They're fighting their father, but
yeah. I did enjoy his arc really well in season 4. I did like his arc a lot. Definite improvement.
So I think above Sypha, A tier is pretty much where I think they belong at the moment.
I agree. Maybe Nocturn will turn that around.
You know? Maybe. Do you know? Also, like the fact that they were the best part of Nocturne, and like the minute and a half they were in it. Already brownie points. Hey, by the way, before we go into Dracula, or I guess while we go into Dracula, since I'm live streaming, can you send a link of this live stream to Reddit, the Castlevania Reddit?
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
Um,
I have to pull it up on my PC. I have it on my phone right now. But yeah,
okay.
keep going.
But, you know, while he's doing that, I'll go ahead and open up Dracula. Fucking, I'm just gonna put him fucking S tier, dude. Oh, great villain. Grade A. Fine wine. Like, I love I really don't think enough people talk about how great this is, but I love how all of the first episode was Dracula and Lisa's story. Besides like the last 2 minutes, whenever it was Trevor in the bar. But no, Dracula's like that's the best exposition I've ever seen in a show. Just grade A ever. Just like setting up the situation. And Nocturn wishes it could do exposition as well as the original series could.
Yeah, like I think Dracula, like he he made like he really showed how powerful he was in like the first season. Like
Truly.
when his wife died, literally a fucking giant face of fire in the clouds, like being like, "Oh, you dumb bitches! In 1 year, I'm kicking all your asses." And then, lo and behold, a year later, town is just gone. Like,
Gone.
You see it later.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fucking. It pretty much doesn't exist.
It's bad. It's and I love, you know, a lot of people point out, and I love it when they do, his fight with the trio, Trevor, Alucard, and Sypha. He's starving and like holding back. So it's I wish we, like, besides like the first episode, got to see more of him at full power. But you know, the first episode definitely still helps a lot with that. You're Mario now.
Oh shit! Sorry, I typed M. It's my hotkey. Give me a minute. I'll change it once I'm done. There you go. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
All right, sick. Yeah, that's my hotkey. Sorry.
But also, Dracula's motivations are so understandable as a villain. To get off of the surface level, how badass he is. His motivations are like, you know, Lisa, you know, died because she was smart, and sexism equals, you know, witchery. You know, good old witchcraft, because they were intelligent. And it does a way better job, just, you know, getting ahead of time because of that exact arc. It does a way better job of making a villain Pope character than Nocturne does. But no, it's just their deep depression. They go in, and it's clear that they're aimless, but they're still so respected that no one in the vampire court will do anything. It's just so good. It's just tasty. Yum yum.
Yeah, I mean, it's very understandable. Literally, the only woman he's ever truly loved gets taken from him, while he's not there, like trying to understand her perspective of the world, and like for what he sees as like idiotic reasoning, because like to him, like the witch trial thing is stupid, because like of course it is. It's so like low level like thinking to him, because that's like a big theme for vampires. They view all like humans things as lower tier problem.
Are you talking right now? You it says on your, you know, little VTuber dunderhead that you're still speaking, but I cannot hear you. just heads up.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you now. Sick.
Okay, sick. When did I cut off?
The talking about how like people like their problems are lower than theirs. You went silent again. If you're talking.
I know. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when did I cut off?
You cut off whenever you were like talking about how vampires view humans' problems as lower than theirs, and all that. Did you hear me say it that time?
Nope.
No.
I'm just gonna stop asking. I did not.
What? Okay, hold
My
on.
editor keeps cutting out on me.
Oh, okay. It's apparently that time of night, everyone. Folks.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Sorry, my internet just randomly does not work.
Whenever. Oh, I'm gonna try again. You ready? You cut out whenever you said that basically vampires view humans as less than them. Very basic summary, but yeah. I swear to God, no way, dude. No fucking way. Dude. Oh, that's brutal.
Okay, I finally heard you again. Yeah, vampires just...
Oh. Okay, I think I heard you say...
Is like a big part of Carmilla's...
Yeah. Are you speaking? Wow, this is bad. This is like the worst internet like breakdown that you've ever had.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, you're back.
No, it isn't. I'm at least still in the Discord.
You're right. You know.
This is not the worst that it's been.
Yeah, but typically whenever it's one so bad that you leave the Discord, you just join right back, and it's fine. But yeah, okay. Well, we're back at it. Anyway, yes. Long story short, Dracula S tier. We're on the same page here. They're banging as fuck. Now Lisa Tepes. At least I don't remember what their maiden name was, but Lisa's good. I like the screen time they do get, but it's hard to rank them because they get one full episode dedicated to them, and then they're around for the epilogue of the finale, and they say like 3 lines as they're being turned into a rebus. So their lack of screen time is not helping them by any means. But the screen time they do get in episode 1, it's cool. She is more of like a motivation than a character. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, Anonymous Fox. I'd put them like B. What are your thoughts, Cole?
I recently just reconnected. I'm catching up on what you said. I didn't hear your entire explanation, but I've from what I've already heard from the run back on the live stream, is pretty accurate. Yeah, I agree. She's good for what her purpose is. I did enjoy the time she was on screen. She seemed very interesting. She was just a woman who wanted to learn more and help people in her village that were dying.
Yeah. While his internet's cut out, you know, he is spitting facts. Not gonna lie. No, they're like, but you know, while they're very interesting in their own right, they are very, very much background for the most part. So I think B is where they deserve. Whenever Cole reconnects, he can tell me if he agrees or disagrees with the placement. Then so I'll be carrying for a moment. So, next up, for those of you that haven't watched the show in a hot while, let me tell you who this is. This is the priest from season 1. The infinitely better priest antagonist than the other priest in Nocturn. But yeah. So the priest is they're like they're a really good villain, but they're only the villain for the shortest season of the show. But they're also like, I don't know any of these characters because I'm not a fan of Castlevania personally. So all of these are every tier at once for me due to ignorance. Sorry, I had something blocking it. Just joined to see that Sypha isn't S tier. Unwatchable stream. Die. Sypha's great, but Cole is officially disconnected from the their head's glitching out too. Oh, rest in peace, Cole, dude. Oh wow. All right. Don't worry. It's me. It's your savior, Christian, the Castlevania expert. And John, you are spitting facts. Sypha is cracked, but I'm surprised that you aren't more offended about Alucard's placement. But the priest, very good villain, honestly. But they're only the villain for, like I said, season 1, and they are. I genuinely enjoy, which we'll get to it, but like the night creature more than the priest. But they are a very good antagonist, and I would put them probably. I would. I don't want to cause, a uproar, a ruckus even, but I would put them a higher tier than Lisa because we actually get more time with them, in comparison to, again, Lisa being more of a plot device than a character. And I don't know Anonymous Fox. Alucard, putting them in the same tier as Alucard and Sypha is a bit wild to me. Especially for how long they exist. Like, they're good, don't get me wrong, but I would not put them with Alucard and Sypha. Like, they have huge story importance. I mean, they ordered the death of Lisa, but that still makes them like that. So Lisa also has story importance, but they're still mainly background. The next guy is C tier. He's a nothing character. Getting to that. This is the Elder.
You're from Coldstone.
Oh, dude, Coal time?
Yes, hello. I'm kind of caught up.
Okay. We take these. So you want to lead with the Elder then?
The priest guy from the first season.
Yeah. That's the speaker.
Yeah. I agree. Best priest villain, easily. I personally find him very intriguing. He, unlike a priest we'll get to later, actually stays with his religious beliefs and does what he sees fit from his religious standpoint, which at the time was burn the witches, they're evil, they talk to Satan, which, I mean, he isn't technically wrong, because vampires are evil, like, just outright, pretty much, and he sets everything off by killing Dracula's wife, which theoretically would mean you killed the most evil human lady in the world, which just turns out to not be true, because at that point Dracula is just like, man, I don't really care, I'm just the most powerful vampire, I'll do what I want. And then he found a woman he loved, and then they both kind of stopped being evil for a while, until this guy comes along and burns her on the stake, Salem witch trial style, pretty much kicking off the whole series. essentially.
Yeah.
But at least his motives are consistent.
Yes, no, at least his motives are consistent with his religious beliefs. And again, for the argument for A tier, I can't put them in the same tier as Alucard and Sypha, because they're the main antagonist for 3 of a 4-episode season. But I think they're going to be a high B tier character consistently throughout this tier list. So
I think so too.
Yeah. Now the speaker leader. They're like, find Sypha. And then like, Trevor fights a Cyclops, and then all that happens. Very, very side quest giving energy. I'm gonna put him C. He's not bad. He's not good.
We have 2 of him. I just realized in the tier list there's 2 of them. He's also near the old lady.
Deal. Oh shit. There's all right. Both of them are in C tier. Yeah.
Dude, I think C tier's jitter is like fucking nothing.
Yeah. No. Like C tier. Well, C tier. I feel like it's for characters that aren't bad, aren't good. They're there. They serve
That's
their
fair.
purpose.
He doesn't do anything wrong.
Exactly.
He doesn't do anything bad. He just isn't around. He doesn't really do anything.
I think
he literally just tells Trevor about Sypha, and he wants him to go save her because she's a strong magician, and then that's pretty much it. So,
literally.
I agree with him and his twin brother being in C.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I think D and F is for characters that like we actively don't like, or like annoyed by,
are actively bad.
Mm-hmm. Now we gotta talk about our favorite character. Oh, this is gonna make me blush, dude. Blue Fangs.
Oh yeah, that was Blue Eyes. I'm pretty sure.
Blue Eyes or Blue Fangs, whatever. Both are blue.
Yes. The only random demon to get a Funko Pop.
Literally. They go hard. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Their scene, like, and it's obviously, like, it's partially a joke, but partially not. Their one scene that they have with the priest, oh my god. It goes so fucking hard, dude. It is, like, he just roasts the priest, and then just, like, disappears, and just kills him, and it, like, makes so many religious references. Wow, oh my god. He just goes hard. His dialogue was so well written.
Yeah, like, he doesn't only have one seed. I'm pretty sure he does get shown fucking up the town.
Oh, he fights Trevor and dies, yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does fight Trevor and die, but his dialogue, like, was so well written, like, honestly, and for the scene. I remember me and Christian kind of memeing him a little bit. Oh, my Dunderhead's fucked.
Oh, it's back now. Heads up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's just gonna take a second for them to. Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, like, his dialogue literally hit so hard. Me and Christian had a meme for a little bit, like, oh, random demon number 43. He goes hard because we didn't know his name was Blue Eyes at the time. Because we didn't find out until we went to Comic-Con this year. We found a fucking random ass Funko Pop of him. And you're like, holy shit, that's him. Like, we couldn't believe it. But no, he goes really hard. John brings up a good point about the "Let me kiss you" dialogue.
Yes, I blushed when Blue Fang said "Let me kiss you." Dude, it's so cool. Whoever wrote that man's dialogue deserves a fucking raise. It's so good. Now, jokes aside, we cannot, in good conscience, put them like higher than like Lisa Tepes or.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We can't.
I would put them above the speaker though.
Oh yeah. Easily put him above the fucking speaker. Get him in there.
Yeah.
Get him up there. Like, if he was a reoccurring character, he'd be pretty high tier. He isn't though. But at least if they kept writing him consistently, like, because the little bit we did get was really good. Mm-hmm. I agree with the high C tier.
Dude, I'm only doing high C tier. I don't know. I might be fucking convinced to put him low B, dude. This guy, like, I love him. Now,
Yeah, I agree.
oh,
He's such a good like random character.
a character I have not been wanting to get to. Godbrand.
Yes. Godbrand.
Godbrand. I think it's canonical, if I remember correctly, that he fucks sheep. But
I'm pretty sure that's true.
yeah, he exists. I can't tell you off the top of my head what his purpose narratively was. He was a dumbass. He pissed off Dracula and Carmilla, and then Isaac killed him after he was like, I'm gonna betray Carmilla or betray Dracula. Yeah, no, I would say that he's pretty boring compared to a lot of the cast. Anonymous Fox, I'd agree with that. He's just sort of there. I don't know what your thoughts on him are, Cole.
Yeah, I kind of agree. He is kind of there. He has a couple funny dialogue lines.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he's just fucking. He's just there to pester people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't really add anything to the story. Like, Carmilla would have done whatever she was going to done without him. Isaac probably would have done whatever he was going to do without him. Literally everybody would have done whatever without him being there. Like, he added nothing.
He
really.
added, you know, I think you're right, Anonymous Fox. I think D tier is pretty much where he belongs.
I agree.
Well, it's yeah, rare original Castlevania L.
Yeah, I wouldn't remove him because I mean I wouldn't change the show personally, but I also don't think he really does anything at the same time.
The only thing about the show that I would change is that we get season 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that death wasn't rushed.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that's about it.
I'm excited for these next couple.
Oh yeah.
Next 2 specifically.
You have a meme for Hector, you said, Anonymous Fox.
Apparently he does.
All right. Now, speaking of these next 2, great characters.
We're back.
We're back in the Hector. They're so interesting. Season 2, and here's the thing that I think a lot of people have to just acknowledge. Season 2, Hector and Isaac, they're mid. Season 2, Hector and Isaac are kind of mid. But Season 3, whenever both of their story arcs start picking the fuck up, because Season 2, you're, like, getting introduced to them. So there's, like, not a whole lot
He posted the meme in general, by the way, Christian. Sorry,
okay.
Go ahead.
To, like, garner off of them. But then, oh my god. Season 3, Hector's, like, he feels bad for his betrayal. He's getting, like, the whole Lenore arc with him is so well done. And it's, I mean, he was groomed, essentially. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, because she's like 1,000 years old. I think actually they're like I recently turned 200 or something, so I don't, yeah. But no, I'm having so many thoughts about Hector. I'm trying to keep it linear because, like, season 4 Hector peaks so hard that it's hard to think about any other part of him right now. With his epic planning and helping Isaac out and cutting his finger off. God, he's just
Of a Chad.
Do you what are your overarching? You can take over from here. Your overarching thoughts on Hector.
So this is kind of how my opinion on Hector went. Like, we got introduced to him. I was like, okay, he's kind of interesting. And then towards the end of season 2, I was like, I don't really like this guy. I mean, I just didn't care for him all too much. And then as, like, season 3 was progressing, I started to like him more and more. At first, it was like, finally, he's getting what he deserves. Fuck this guy. And then, like, he started to develop a little bit. I started to, like, we start to see him, like, have regrets. Almost immediately, really. But, I mean, I didn't really care because I thought he deserved it. But then I started to like him more and more. I genuinely think the Lenore arc is really good. Like literally made me do a 180 on him. Like he went from being pretty low tier on my personal tier list to being high tier. Like I'm pretty sure when I said my top 5 favorite characters to Christian, I'm pretty sure he was number 4. Like
that's accurate.
Yeah. So like he turned the fuck around, like on me, and like it's all because of season 3, like in season 4, because I like I said, I personally didn't like him too much in season 2. He was interesting, but he wasn't as like interesting as the other characters around him at the time. Then he through this arc where he starts like trying to figure out a way to essentially redeem himself, and like starts plotting and doing a lot of cool shit like behind the scenes essentially for most of the cast, but like right front and center for us. And I thought it was really cool and really well done.
Yeah. To comment on the meme that you sent, by the way, Anonymous Fox. We are sadly, you know, we're phonies, all right? We have not played the Castlevania games. So, you know, I am not one who is like, oh man, they differ so hard from the games. I watch it. Yeah, I watched Castlevania from like a very like fresh perspective. And all the characters were new to me. I do like how every character, though, I mean, it's just kind of the style of the show. Because Castlevania itself is so fucking wild, like the game franchise. I'm looking into it after the fact. There's so many things you just couldn't do because it's so goofy. Like if every character who was so badass enough to kill Dracula was badass enough to kill Dracula in the show, Dracula would be a lot less powerful. But no, I like their human counterparts. But yeah, no, that is funny.
Yeah.
I would put Hector A. Personally, I'd put him here.
Where'd you put him?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. You're on the 20-second delay. I put him the highest A.
Oh, okay, yes, I agree. Then I was worried you put him lower than highest.
No. I put him above, and I know that's gonna be a hot take for a lot of people, but I just think that overall
like
they're
better.
Than Sypha. Yeah,
Alucard's the only one you could make an argument for me personally.
I think it's because to me they're better written for longer. They have less errors in their writing.
That's fair. I think someone could, if like they argued hard enough and well enough for Alucard, I'd be willing to put him below Alucard. I wouldn't be willing to put him below Sypha. I don't think he's better. I think he is better than Sypha. Like, just period.
Yeah. Well, he has more of an arc than... Again, that's why I said my biggest problem. Sypha's around so much, but they don't really have an arc.
Yeah.
So.
Which is, it's valid criticism, in my opinion.
But, yeah, no. Again, it's not like I think that they're so much better than Alucard. It's just... They're more consistent. So... what do you think of this Netflix show called Captain Laserhawk? Never heard of it. To answer that.
I also have never heard of it.
Yeah. Sorry to be a turbo disappointment on that front. But now, oh my god. Oh yeah. It's my time to shine. Oh, let's go. Isaac is, in my opinion, I'll fight. I can see other people's opinions on this, but I'm just saying, I think that they are the best written character, best consistent arc in Castlevania, from their first scene to their last. They are so good. The B plot in Castlevania, me and Cole agree on this, is just like it's objectively better written and resolved than the A plot, because I can't even say why. It's because like they rushed death in season 4. I feel they probably could have used more time in season 3 that they spent on like the Saint Germain build up, on like death related build up. But because of that, I just think that the Isaac versus Carmilla fight is more well built up than the Trevor versus Death fight.
The B plot definitely suffered way less from the series getting shortened.
Yes, because in season 3 ended like at a place where it could have done what it did, and the A plot definitely needed more time to cook in the oven. So they had to just get that shit over with. But no, Isaac is not only are they like super awesome, they're super they're badass. They like fight like a magician who's just like makes a giant ball of people that's goofy as hell but still cool, and like just like dumps. It's so much. It's so cool. It's so much. And their whole entire journey from just like a Dracula henchman to learning how to be an independent person after years of slavery and like being used as a tool basically, which makes him not that different from the night creatures that he himself is using. It's so beautiful. Like, and that's also why he has this whole arc of wanting to teach night creatures to be more than what they're quote unquote designed for, because that's not what they're designed for. They're designed for how he wanted them to be. So he wanted them to be people. It's just it's the huge comparison between night creatures and slaves, which is so well done. Everything about him was so well put. Your thoughts, Cole? I'll let you take over now.
All right. I very much agree. Isaac he goes off in the series. He's such a strong character throughout the entire show. I agree very much with the point of he was so used to being a tool all his life that that's all he wanted to do, even when he was free. And like he did have friends at like a point, because Hector and Dracula were his friends, like in the beginning, I believe, even though he pretty much ignored Hector in season 2. I still think they were genuinely pretty close, because I mean they had to be there. 400. I'm gonna do my own thing for once. Now that I'm finally free.
Yeah.
Is just an amazing arc, and I loved every minute of it. Of him finally kind of seeing the change he wanted to see in the world through a couple people, and then realizing he wanted to be people, and then he starts changing how night creatures think of themselves, really, which I believe will probably only be the night creatures under his control, because it's lore that night creatures only listen to their forge masters and do their will.
Mm-hmm.
But I genuinely enjoyed seeing Isaac progress from start to end, and it was so well done seeing it. And his fights were so badass, like Christian was touching on. Him fighting the wizard and essentially having a strong enough will from what he's been through to fucking stop mind control.
Yeah.
It's like, it was super fucking badass.
It was just, I've never seen so many shows go down like the slavery route. But I've never seen one do it so good. This is the best like slave arc I have ever seen, because everything just came full circle.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
their biggest peak to me is their fight with Carmilla, because that shit was brewing since like the start of season 2. And like their general dislike for each other, just like in passing, to her essentially killing Isaac's only true friend. And him, this badass line that he says where he's like, she's like, "Oh, you're going to kill me," and instead of him being like, "Yes, I'm going to take revenge," like he was in the start of his arc, he's like, "I do think the world would be a better place without you, yes." And it's not out of like actual like revenge arc, it's because it genuinely would be like a better place without her. So he was
genuinely. I also really like that progression of his character too. It went from him just thirsting for revenge, for like essentially he was gonna mimic Dracula's thing, where like he was so lost in revenge that he was gonna lose himself. Essentially. But then he kind of wrapped around. He's like, no, I can't get lost in revenge. I got to be my own person. I got to make my own choices. And like he started to kind of accept forgiveness and stuff like that, which is why in the end, he didn't kill Hector, and him and Hector kind of rekindled like together and actually became close friends because he forgave Hector, which even Hector didn't expect, and then like they kind of moved forward together, which we sadly don't get to see, but I think it's fine that we didn't. I genuinely like where Isaac left off.
Yeah, and his final line in the show being "I'm going to live" hits so hard. Like he's going to finally live life how he wants to live it, and not it. Now here's the thing: we've talked about how much we love Hector.
Not gonna genocide all the humans, including himself.
Yeah. We have talked about how much we love Isaac more than any other character on the list so far. And me personally, I would put them... Now, we can, obviously talk about this, because I think we might disagree here. I would put them highest S, because, unlike Trevor, their plot doesn't suffer from being rushed in Season 4. And from beginning to end, 100%, Isaac's arc is just perfect. I have zero complaints, and I wouldn't want Isaac's arc to go any other way or change in the slightest. While with Trevor, I wish... While, like, the fight with Trevor and Death is hype. It's palpable. It's so awesome. But I just wish there was more of, like that Dracula season 1 and 2 feeling where it was like, oh yeah, like we're getting here, instead of like Varney being like, it was me, Dio, and then it's like Death.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I'm fine with it because I agree objectively it probably is the better arc. I know he's your favorite character, so no shit you want to place in the highest.
Yeah,
I do like Trevor better. But if we're trying to be as objective as possible with this on our opinions, I think I'm okay with Isaac being the high. Dude, I would only bump him down below Trevor. I wouldn't move him farther. I think he's better than Dracula. So for me, I would put Trevor higher on my personal tier list, but I'm completely okay with him being the highest on the joint tier list of like objectiveness.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that, we are moving on from Isaac to the ship captain from season 3. They're cool. They like give I mean, going right back to it, I guess. They're it's funny. Kind of they're a big plot device for Isaac to learn human kindness, and that not everyone's an asshole. They have like a huge philosophical conversation on the ship that essentially like changes Isaac as just a person by the end of it, and he tries to be nice again to like the people on shore, not shore. Yeah, actually it would be shore. I'm just an idiot. But, they tried to kill him again. He's like, damn. Well, fuck. Here we go again. And he has to, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think that the ship master has the largest effect on him as a character besides Dracula. Either him, him and the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on him.
There's not much to say on. I'd pretty much just say the same thing. He had a really large impact on Isaac, and kind of showed him the wide range of morality that humans have. So yeah. I mean, he didn't do much more than that, though.
I'd put him C. I'd put him above. I'd put him highest C. He has the largest story.
Yeah.
Like implications, not implications, but effect out of all of the C tier characters.
I agree.
It has the most character out of all the C tier characters. So yeah. There's not much to say on him, but Better than Godbrand.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much better than Godbrand, dude. It's not a challenge.
Now, do you want to lead on with our boy Fly Eyes?
Sure. There's not a lot to say. He's kind of very similar to the Shipmaster in a way, molding Isaac's views or like showing how he's changed really more than anything. Because Fly Eyes is the most like of all the night creatures Isaac has seen and made. He literally summons him because of his ability to speak. So he can like talk and converse with him. And it kind of shows what night creatures are in a way. Like it shows that they've only really ever been used as tools or killing machines and things like that, and show that they don't really remember their old lives, and nor do they really care because they aren't meant to. And it takes Isaac a lot of like force to get them to kind of accept the change he wants, because at first they don't really like not killing, eating, and destroying everything. He literally walks up to Isaac and be like, so what are we doing here? When he starts rebuilding the town that he took over essentially after killing the wizard. And he's like, why are we doing this? This isn't what we were meant for. And Isaac kind of shows that like how he's improved, being like, well, technically, yes, this is what you're meant for, because you're meant to do my will, and my will has changed. I'm not about destruction anymore. I'm about change and
free will,
prosperity now, and like, yeah, and free will. I want you guys to kind of do your own thing a little bit, and I want people to find this place, being the town, and kind of do their own thing. He's very much wanting to change how the night creatures handle themselves, even if they are reluctant, and they can't really tell him no. They're forced to listen.
Yeah,
but it is interesting, nonetheless.
Fly Eyes, yeah. So here's the thing, I would put them bottom of B actually, and not C tier if this is like
really?
my personal, because I think they're like, so they have more screen time than any of the C tier characters, but along with that,
That's true.
They also are basically the first night creature of Isaac's we see by the end of the show grow into an individual. They eat like the berries or whatnot, and they're like they like remember the taste, and they're like infatuated with it, and they're like the final puzzle piece to understanding Isaac's entire new philosophy before he goes out and kills the shit out of Carmilla in an epic action sequence. And the fact that they're like a smaller scale, they're literally just a smaller scale version of Isaac's story. They're a tool who learns to become to go free will, like to learn that you can be like an individual. It's quite literally like that's their purpose, is showing Isaac being like showing them the way. So that's
showing that not every tool has to be a tool.
Exactly.
And even if they do have to be a tool, they don't have to be used for only one thing. They could be multi-purpose.
So yeah, I would put them bottom B. I don't know if you agree with that or not. But
I would have put them top of C, personally, so bottom of B is essentially the same thing. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
And I do agree, he does have more than C tier, so I think you convinced me a little bit more with that, too, to want to move him up to B minus, essentially.
Yeah,
so I'm fine with this.
I would put, like, B minus. Yeah. Now, moving on from Fly Eyes, we have, I think her name's, like, Miranda?
Oh yeah, the like witch lady.
Yeah. I understand her purpose. Like, it was kind of supposed to show like where Isaac, like how Isaac would end up if he kept going down his like evil revenge path, alone.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I didn't really care for them too much, if I'm being completely real. They're like, haha,
Yeah.
I know you're a forge master, and I'm a little cuckoo. Hell, by the way, there's this castle nearby.
Yeah. That's where all the people around here went.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, they're like fresh bodies, and they're already dead, so they don't need to feel bad.
Yeah. Dude, she literally just feels like that one random NPC you meet along the road, talk to for like a minute. She gives you a side quest, and then you leave.
No, like, actually, that's accurate. So I think I put them D. I don't think I really like her. Like,
You put her D?
I think I would. I don't know where
I-
you're.
I don't care for either, really. I mean, it's kind of similar to Godbrand. She really doesn't fucking add anything. The
Yeah.
only thing she kind of adds is like, hey, go there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he could have just happened upon it. Like, it didn't really change much. I mean, maybe her giving Isaac a little bit more human interaction was good for him, maybe, but I don't know. It didn't really feel like it. It didn't really feel like he changed from that conversation. It kind of felt like he was the same state of himself before the conversation and after.
I put them. Fuck,
I'll put him above Godbrand though.
Above Godbrand? Okay.
I just really don't
Only,
like
I think, because Godbrand gets an unnecessary amount of screen time. It is ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
they get, like, they're borderline, like, one of the main characters, like, with the amount, like, that you explore with the amount of screen time they get. Like, they're not just a side character. They're...
Yeah. Genuinely, he's around so much and he does so little.
He does actually. Correction. He does absolutely the fuck nothing. Like, you take him out of the story,
But he's in,
nothing
like, half
fucking
the
changes,
vampire
dude.
scenes of season 2.
Yeah, literally, like, they're just like a device for like characters to interact with each other and for you to understand them better. He's just like the target.
Yeah, he's pretty much just there for you to get to understand the Forge Masters and Carmilla. And that's it.
So that's that. Alright, we got fuck these guys. I put them both in F. It's both the guys that Alucard has sex with.
They are,
yeah.
Exactly. I know who they are. They
hate these guys. Hate these motherfuckers.
They have no character. Well, they do, but their character is, we want to learn from you so we can defeat this evil vampire master in our homeland, which is fucking eons away, by the way, because Castlevania takes place in fucking Europe, and these bitches are from Japan.
Yeah.
Like, it took them forever to get there. It'll take them forever to get back. And then they're upset at Alucard for taking it slow. Just taking his time teaching them, making sure they understand everything that he's teaching them. He's being a good teacher.
Literally!
Fucking backstab him. He's like, oh, don't worry. He literally, his last line to them, like, we get to see before they do their sabotage plan is, oh, don't worry, we'll get to magic tomorrow. And what's their major complaint? We haven't learned magic yet.
Dude, it's bullshit. They're just bad characters. I don't like them. God.
Yeah. They could have been a lot better if that plot line was better.
No, like, they just, like, wrote it in the worst possible way. I can't, like, they just wrote it like, it's hard to put into words, dude. It's just so nothing. Like, it feels like nothing happened, like, whenever you were watching them on screen.
Yeah.
They were just like, they were all just besties the whole time. Like, all you watched whenever you watched that section was Alucard with, like, those rascals, the rapscallions.
I don't blame Alucard for that either, because in his mind, he's been so alone, he's just clinging to every little bit of interaction he can get. So I don't blame him for it. I blame these two characters.
No,
there's
absolutely.
no reason for them to be that buddy with him.
Agreed. 100% agreed. But since we're on them, and this character's kind of by them by association, Cho, it's the vampirist. I'll put them even lower, because they get fucking nothing. They get
they say nothing.
Yeah.
The only thing they do is they try to fight Trevor and lose.
Yeah.
No shit.
And they get one. She gets one tapped by like Sypha in the castle. So they build her up. They pulled a fucking Edward and built her up after the fact.
Yeah. They literally did exactly what we complain about in Nocturne all the time. They made her a character after she was already dead and did nothing.
Literally
all she did was be like a part of Dracula's council. She says nothing. We don't really.
She has 0 lines in season 2. 0, nada, none.
Yeah.
She just has a design. Yeah, literally.
She literally says nothing, and all she does is start a fight and get whopped. Like, just get her shit whopped. That's all she does. And then later we see her in her own like arena that she custom built, whipping some ass, and then like against these normies essentially, like you're gonna seem like all like almighty when all you fight is some like okay samurai.
Yeah.
Like
no,
goddamn, I agree.
Yeah.
She does nothing.
All of these characters just do nothing. I don't like any of them, and they are all, and I think this will remain accurate, my least favorite characters in the show.
Yeah, I genuinely think I think the two make the show worse.
No, genuinely. So, that's that. You're currently a bunch of pixels, but you'll reconstruct eventually. So, sorry
I gotta keep them entertained. I gotta be the visual appeal.
You very much are being the visual appeal, my man. So I'll let you lead with this one
later.
I'll let you lead. Saint Germain.
Okay. So Saint Germain, the best way to explain him, like for me, is he gives off third player energy, which is how Christian and John like to define it. Because they knew going in he'd be one of my favorite characters because he just kind of gives off that vibe, and that's how they explain my tastes. Which honestly, they weren't wrong. I do like Saint Germain. He's very like kind of mysterious. I very much like it a lot. He likes to he's fucking with people a lot, which is very much my thing. Like I like it when he's interacting with like the judge and the priest we're coming up on, because like he says a bunch of funny lines and he's very much charismatic, and I love the charisma that he gives off. Like he's very well written in that regard. Like some of the funniest lines are from him. Like when he talks to the judge and he's like, he's talking to the priest. He's like, I was looking for the toilet because toilets are in buildings where I come from, and the priest is like, what the fuck's a toilet? And
yeah.
Just died laughing.
I think later on in the same season or episode, he was like, I'd like to speak to someone who knows what the fuck toilet paper is.
He does. The judge is like, what the fuck's toilet paper? It's the same joke, but it's just as funny. And his like goal is, it's kind of like a different take on like Dracula's goal. He is woman too, but she's lost in a different dimension, and he's just trying to get back to that dimension by almost whatever means necessary. We'll get to that once we talk about this next scene. But yeah, so he's like going like James Bond detective agent in this fucking church, and kind of like helps Trevor demons in the town because of it. And he's very happy for their help too. He's like, at first he's like, man, I want to interact with these fucking guys. And then like when eventually he's like, oh my god, these actually aren't shit people. And then villain, I was thrown off. And I'm gonna be real, I liked villain Saint Germain a good bit, because he still kept his like charismatic goofiness a little bit, but now he had kind of like an underlying fuck the world, I'm getting what I want to him. So now he's being more pushy and like kind of stubborn with it. And I kind of liked seeing that side of him, because I thought it was interesting to see like the links he was going to go through to get back to his girlfriend, essentially.
She was bad too, dude.
Goal. He just wanted to see her again. She was bad. That is true. So he literally pretty much recreates the scene with the demon that, like, later on in the series, and like, even though he was manipulated by death, he very much was willing to do whatever it took. And I liked how you could see his genius, because he isn't an idiot, and like his plan was really good too. Like, he was using all these humans who would suspect nothing of him because that's what he wanted. He was smart enough to keep them thinking that, like, he's like kind of just this wanderer who's smart but an idiot at the same time. But even though, like, that was just a ploy to get what he wanted. And I just love seeing the interactions of like him seeing his plan unfold and like what mistakes happen along the way and stuff like that, and then seeing him essentially be like, oh shit, I was tricked, and then essentially jump ship and help Trevor beat death, even though he knows it'll cost him his own life too, because at that point he knows what he's doing isn't right anymore. And like, he kind of knew along, but that was the final like snap, like death tricking him.
Mm-hmm.
And I do really like him. He went from being one of my favorite characters because of how goofy he was to just being one of my favorite characters because of how like I enjoyed his arc, essentially.
Yeah, no, pretty much everything you said I agree with. Very funny. See, I think objectively, like, top 3 funniest characters in the show. Every line he says is a banger. I would put him A tier, above Sypha, below Alucard. I think. I think that's where I would, because at least Alucard's in. I put them above Sypha because he has a fucking arc. I just need to specify for everyone, like, that is such a fucking holdback for Sypha. Like, I love them and they're great, but they don't have an arc, dude. It makes me a little salty, but Alucard is at least in all 4 seasons, and Saint Germain.
Yeah.
Not that that's like a huge factor because Isaac's in 3 of the 4. But Saint Germain's arc somewhat suffers from fast pacism in season 4, I feel, because he gets like 1 episode turbo dedicated to him, and then immediately, like, his next scene is him like just enacting the plan. Like, it's not like this. I feel like there was a lot of room for like Alucard or the lady that Alucard ends up with, like, kind of sniffing around or thinking that he was sus as hell, or more stuff like that. Instead, because they were told halfway through the season, like, hey, you're not getting a season 5. They had to just like cut through it, like, get that shit fucking moving on a silver platter.
Yeah, that's fair. Alucard, personally, but objectively, I think that's fine. I think putting him there is okay.
I
think I like Hector a little bit more than him, but I think where he is fine.
Yeah. No, they're great. I love them. For a great character. They're gonna stay a high A probably for the rest of the fucking tier list. To be fair, the moment we get into Nocturn, I'm gonna have to be fucking generous.
Unless it's Olrox.
Yeah.
Olrox, we don't have to be generous. He's just actually good.
Now the Judge.
Yeah, that's a little bit spoilers.
The Judge?
The Judge.
Oh, man. What a happy ending. So, I like the idea of the judge. He's also a funny character. He's fun to watch, etc., etc. But like his overarching like purpose of like showing Sypha the darker side of adventuring, uh, I don't I don't like that much. It just kind of happened. Uh, it was
Yeah.
that's again that's I guess yeah overarching issue with it. It's just like he just turns out last second like, oh, he's a piece of shit. And I don't know, I guess maybe that's kind of what they were going for, like not like showing that people can be surface level good but dark on the inside. And it was built up
Yeah.
because he kept mentioning how much he fucking hated kids. um,
Yeah.
but I guess that's more of a personal, because I always prefer stuff that's more built up. But no, I get it. Artistically, I guess it is like supposed to be jarring, but you can take over.
I don't think he's that bad. I enjoyed his presence. Like he was a pretty cool character. He was willing to get shit done, and like his scenes were enjoyable. He has a good set of funny like dialogue options and stuff like that he does.
What the fuck's
I don't know
toilet
why I said
paper?
options. But he has some funny dialogue. He has some part of it as well. Christian can attest to this. I actually really enjoyed his character until the very end.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as the ending hit, I was like, okay, what the fuck? Because I just personally enjoy it very. I understand why they did it, and it's not bad. I think. I mean, but he went from being one of my favorite side characters to just being an okay side character pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was that great of a plot twist. It was a good plot twist in the way that it caught me off guard, but I didn't enjoy the plot twist afterward, kind of thing.
I'm gonna give a hot ass take, and I guess this is just off of me, but I found the judge as a character more memorable than the priest from season 1. So
I agree.
I would probably put him highest.
I remember more
B.
things the judge did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember more things the judge did than the priest did. Like the priest did like one major thing, and the judge was a major part of a full season. Like
exactly.
That was longer than their first season.
A huge thing that holds back the priest is that his season is 4 episodes. But don't get me wrong, in those 4 episodes, he does infinitely more than the dumbass priest in Nocturne.
Yeah,
but
I think they're definitely more equal objectively than we're giving credit.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think the judge is more memorable
than
the priest. But I do think they're pretty equal on the tier list, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's a good placement for him.
Now we're to... What's his name? Hold on. I have it at the tip of my tongue. Sala? Yeah.
I don't remember his
Priest
name.
Sala.
Oh yeah, Sala. That's right.
So he himself is like... I don't know. I would put him top of C. Sala is like... he's creepy. You know, you're wondering what's going on the whole time. You know, it's cool. His mystery is cooler than he is as a character, is kind of my thoughts on him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he himself isn't much of a character, but more of, like, a plot device to drive the, you know, mystery forward. He's, like, weird for the sake of being weird. And, again, it's not like it's bad when a character's there for, like, plot reasons. But you can tell what are characters and what are plot moving characters by the depth of them. And we know next to nothing about Sala, aside from the fact that he's batshit crazy and got, like, groomed also by a fucking night creature that was made by Isaac, which I think the night creature was actually just cool because it kind of represented the last of Isaac's revenge. Yeah.
Because that was the night creature that was separated from him that he built. So all it knew of Isaac's mission was revive Dracula.
Literally, it literally was the last of Isaac's revenge. So
yeah,
but because I thought that just proves it even more that night creature was cooler than he was. I'd put him top of C.
I agree. I did like his mystery. Yeah. He was very creepy, and I felt like he was very fitting for what was going on and what was like the plot point for that season. He did a really good job of like being essentially the voice of the mystery.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great placement for him.
The only reason I'm putting him there and not below the boat captain or something is because he's prevalent for way longer.
Yeah. I don't know. So... honestly, I think he might be more prevalent than Fly Eyes, personally.
That's valid. That could be... I just feel like Fly Eyes has more of a personality than Sala does.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, I guess kinda. I don't know. I feel like I would put him higher than Fly Eyes, in all honesty.
Okay.
But that's just, I mean, because to me it feels like he kind of drives more forward, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I can do that. I put him above Fly Eyes in B tier.
Alright.
Lenore. Fucking... Dude,
oh, yeah.
Lenore is like top 3 favorite characters for me. I love Lenore.
Best girl.
Literally. They groom her. I hardly know her. No, they're interesting. They're like a vampire who understands the flaws of being a vampire. As they always talk about, the vampire's virtue.
Yeah.
And, they're the diplomat of the Styrian sisters.
Yeah.
Her arc with Hector is, like, it's cracked, dude. Spoiler warning if you're in chat, John. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to click off. All right. I think those 5 seconds have run up.
I think so.
Lenore's death is, I love it. It's so good. Like, because very early on, because it's just like a really good throwback with like very early on. Hector's like, man, I love the sunlight. Like, oh, I wish I could have more sunlight. And Lenore's like, I bet it's not that great. And
yeah,
Lenore like goes out and looks at the balcony, and it's like, this is what you guys were excited for? And as everyone points out, because it's just true and it's really well written, in Lenore's final moments, instead of looking at the sunset, they turn around to look at Hector again. Whenever they saw Hector all the time. That would be their first time like really seeing the sunrise and like
they cared more about Hector.
Exactly. No. First time I watched Castlevania, now that shit had me tearing up.
Yeah. She's easily my favorite vampire sister of the 4.
I agree.
Yeah, I like her arc a lot. She's a very intriguing character. She's like she starts off as like the innocent one that kind of has some more evil tendencies, it seems at first, but it's just revealed that she isn't really evil at all. She just wants things to go smoothly. She wants things to go peacefully, and she doesn't want any like chaos, essentially. She's like, as the diplomat, she wants like kind of order and something that's like manageable in a way. Like doesn't want all out war because she understands that would not be good for anybody.
Yeah.
She's trying to make it as easy as possible for them to kind of get resources from other like kingdoms and stuff, and that's like the whole plot point. She's trying to get Hector to be willing to help more than as a slave, because she knows that won't work. And then eventually she kind of just starts to like Hector as a person.
Yeah. I'm thinking about where to place them. They're kind of difficult.
I don't know. It is a very difficult placement.
I would put them A. I just don't know.
Oh,
where.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's obviously higher than Sypha. I feel like that's.
I think higher than Saint Germain. I love me some Saint Germain, but I think I like her arc a little bit better.
I'm having to think like on an objective level, because I mean personally I like Lenore more than Alucard.
That's fair. I'm fine with her being higher than Alucard, honestly. Like, I do really enjoy her arc a lot.
I guess it's only fitting that they're right next to Hector.
Yeah, it is very fitting.
Their arcs are very intertwined.
Yeah. It's hard to explain, like, my full opinions on her arc, like, to me, because her arc is, like...
It's very complex.
Yeah, it's very complex, very unique. Like, I haven't seen an arc quite like it.
It's... Because she doesn't get a lot of, like, alone screen time, but she doesn't need it. Like...
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard to, like, really explain it, but yeah, like, it's just well done.
She feels also the most human, in a way, of the four vampire sisters. Because as soon as she starts to realize that Carmilla's gone fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, she's like, okay, we might need to step back. This isn't going to go out well. Yeah. But she's scared to say that to Carmilla, because Carmilla is stronger than her.
Oh, Carmilla's like
weak.
Yeah.
But Carmilla is much stronger than she is, so she can't really do anything about it. But she kind of understands, like, oh shit, we're about to overreach our stay. This isn't about, like, peace anymore, or maintaining our kingdom, or improving our kingdom. This is about full out domination, and she isn't for that. And it kind of makes her relate to Hector in a way, because that's how Carmilla got Hector to be like, damn, Dracula might have lost his mind. His plan was kind of overreaching and kind of ridiculous in a way. Mm-hmm. And that's Carmilla to Lenore in the same way, like, same vein. They are very intertwined as characters, for sure.
I think the only reason Hector's higher is because they have more singular screen time on their own. And they're around in season 2. They're just... they're very comparable characters. It's just the fact that he's around more. I think that's literally it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, I enjoy his plotting a lot.
Yes.
Like, I love it when you see plans start to unfold, because like, I enjoy that kind of stuff. That it's like it's the enjoyment I get out of, like, old, like, Saw movies. You know what I mean? Where it's like this really complex, like, plan / like, thing, and it just all clicks together in, like, a big shiny puzzle that you just completed. And I don't know, it makes my brain feel good. Seeing people's, like, complex plans just flawlessly work because no one stopped them.
Mm-hmm. Now, moving on, which I want to go into a slight side tangent, because I was thinking about this earlier with you after we rank this character. Striga. I'll let you lead with Striga, because I know that you liked her more than I did.
She was originally at first I didn't much care for Lenore. She was originally my favorite of the vampire sisters. I just kind of liked the cut of her jib in a way. Like, she was very, like, I don't know what's the word for it. She was very to the point in a way, and like, and I kind of like how all she really, like, she had her own agenda as well. Like, it wasn't about Carmilla; it was about the other vampire sister, who we'll get to next, more so than anything, which I thought was interesting as well. But I will admit, in retrospect, I think the only reason she was my favorite vampire sister is because at that time I didn't really like any of them.
Yeah.
So I just had to pick one, and like she was the one I hated the least. She doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
She gets a little bit of screen time where it kind of shows how it kind of pointing out Carmilla's flaws. She gets a couple of those scenes. Then she gets a really badass fight scene, and then her and the other vampire sister pretty much just go off to do their own thing. Essentially, after everything starts going to shit. So, I mean, I'd probably honestly place her in C tier.
Yeah, I'd put them. I wouldn't put them above the boat captain. They don't impact the story as much. Yeah, like they don't do anything. Like same thing.
Yeah.
This person even less. I'll honestly put them fucking below Blue Fang.
Oh yeah.
Now
I don't even remember her name.
Marana.
I remember it starts with an M, but yeah,
I think it's Marana.
Maybe correct.
Yeah. Now that we've ranked them, I want to ask you a question because I was thinking about it narratively. How do you think Isaac would have fared if they were there?
That's a good question. Honestly, I'm not sure if he would have. Well, he might have still won. Probably would have still won just because of sheer numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a point we will probably bring up with Carmilla more, but Isaac is not. He's very
not
good at.
He knows that he's not as strong as them.
Yeah, and he knows how to use his resources well. He's a very good general of his army. He knows how to use each member of his army well.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think he would win. It'd be way fucking harder though.
Yeah.
Striga is a fucking power.
They are a fucking powerhouse, dude.
She literally wipes out well, I mean, they aren't like the strongest of fighters, but we literally pretty much see her single-handedly during midday just take on pretty much a militia.
Yeah, like side note there. I feel like we skipped over midday.
Yeah, midday. Her instinct wasn't, oh shit, it's daytime. I'm gonna go fuck these people up.
Yeah.
I don't care what time of day it is.
So, what I think was supposed to happen narratively, if there was a 5th season, was that we were probably going to get a longer war of attrition between Isaac forces and Striga forces. I was thinking about that earlier. And I think that's the route that they were trying to build towards in Season 3.
Yeah.
But since it got rushed, we never got that like, build-up of Isaac General versus Striga General.
Yeah, that's probably why she does nothing, because the whole plan with her just didn't happen. Yeah. I think you're right, because she is a good like leader as well of an army. She's very good at managing her. The whole point is who wins the battle of attrition, and I do think Isaac wins.
I think Isaac would have won that with. I mean, he could just turn them into night creatures. Like whatever he loses in battles, he just gets back.
Yeah. As long as there are equal trades, he comes out on top because he benefits more from an equal trade than she does. Yeah. She's definitely stronger one-on-one than he is, but that wouldn't be necessary. Isaac wouldn't be foolish enough to get caught in a 1v1.
Yeah, it's Isaac's such a diverse character when it comes to power level because of that. Like, one-on-one, he's not taking out a lot of these characters, but if we're taking into account his creatures and his strategies.
Yeah. Like he's been proven time and time again to be pretty skilled with his knife. It's just
he's a human.
Isn't strong. Yeah, he's still limited by being human. He would definitely beat Hector in a 1-on-1.
Oh fucking yeah. Dude, I was thinking about this earlier. I think it's fucking wild Isaac and Trevor don't know like, they never fucking exchange anything. They don't know they exist.
Yeah.
Like that is wild to me. Like, the B plot's just that far removed. Like, all of the Isaac, Carmilla, everything, never interact with a single character that interacts with both parties except for Dracula.
Yeah, literally. Like, I'm sure Trevor knows of the, but he probably doesn't know his name.
Yeah.
Like, because they don't ever meet or anything.
Mm-hmm.
They came close. Like, Isaac was gonna go hand in hand with fucking Trevor and the gang, but then Dracula's like, nah, I respect you too much, and then send him to the desert.
Yeah. Fucking the Isaac fan club in here.
He's such a good character,
He's so
man.
good, dude. I wish now that we got to see the Striga and Isaac war of attrition, but it still worked out great.
Yeah, same.
Speaking of which,
it sucks that Striga and the other lady suffered from that,
mm-hmm.
but I still don't think they're horrible. I just think they're, like you said, C tier. They're average.
Yeah.
They're very average.
Now Carmilla, people sleep on Carmilla, dude.
I agree, actually.
They're a good villain. People like don't like her, and I'm like, yes, like, yeah,
like,
that's the point.
I don't think people understand villains are meant to be hated.
Yeah,
if you hate a villain, they're doing their job.
Like.
Well, of course, in a certain way. Like, if you think if they're very evil and like you want them to lose, but they're still good characters, that's a good villain.
Exactly.
Like, they do their job. Like,
obviously,
it's so good.
I don't think they're as good as Dracula. But I don't think the gap is as wide as people think it is. Personally.
Oh no.
I think people exaggerate the gap, but no, Dracula is it is better. I don't know where to put them. I'm gonna be I'm fucking bound. I am lost.
I have no clue for them either.
Because I wouldn't put them in my favorite character list, but that's because I don't like them. Like that's exactly. So like it's
right?
just
Her, like, she starts off from like a place that you can kind of understand too. Like, her whole like thing is she hates men because all her life at the beginning of her vampireness was being controlled by men, and then she finally took over and then started leading this country, and then go figure, no other vampire cares because she's a woman.
Yeah,
and they don't want to help her, and so her hatred just keeps fueling itself because she keeps getting proven time and time again that no one wants to help her because of her being a woman. Which, I mean, during the time,
it's and I need to say this here too, for anyone who watches the VOD or anything. I fucking hate the brain dead takes. The fucking mental degraded shit ass takes that Carmilla's a bad character because they're quote unquote woke. I don't think woke has any meaning anymore. It's just kind of thrown around. But by the like way people use it, like, oh, they hate men, so they're woke as fuck. It's portrayed as a character flaw. If something was to be like woke by like the way that people complain about it, it would be portrayed as like they're right.
A strength.
Yeah, as a strength. But like their hatred for like men and it's a flaw. It's a character flaw, which makes it well written.
It literally leads to her downfall because she thinks all men are so fucking stupid and useless that she completely ignores Hector.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, I don't think she ever looked at him after he got into her castle, which just gave him tons of time to plan. Like, he was literally able to do literally anything. And she just assumed he was so stupid, he couldn't do anything anymore.
And
like,
her hatred for men led to her fucking ambitions and her hatred forming so much that she tried to spread too wide. Like, it was her ultimate downfall. Yeah.
She literally wanted she wanted no man to rule, so her plan became so like far spread that she wanted the entire world to herself, because at that time the entire world was ruled by men pretty much. So she spread herself way too thin. She completely ignored the biggest threat to her, which was Hector, who she brought with her because she needed him. She completely ignored him and didn't treat him like a threat.
Mm-hmm.
She treated him like someone who couldn't do anything. And he's not stupid, so yeah, he can do something. But that is part of her flaw. She's so dumb and inferior to her because she just thinks of herself as so high and mighty at this point that she thinks she can get away with it. Like, just get away from Hector and thinking he's useless and just a tool to be used. But she can't.
Yeah.
And clearly that led to her demise.
Mm-hmm.
And no one else's.
Now, I'm gonna tell you where my mind's at. We could be on two completely different brain wavelengths right now, but I am trying to decide if they're S tier or not.
Yeah, that's where I am actually.
Yeah.
They're a really good villain.
They are. Yeah. It's and
you don't have to like the villain. You can hate them, and that's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, I think
that's. I hate that about nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You have to relate to the villain to like them. No, you don't. They can be evil. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you hate them, sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes that's what they're meant to do.
I think I would put them S tier.
I don't hate that. I think I'm fine with that. She's either highest A or lowest S. I mean, in my opinion,
I just think the amount that I actually actively despise her.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, I hated Carmilla the whole time.
And it's been a lot. The only time, and this is another video for another day, but the only other show that I can think of off the top of my head that made me actively hate a villain to a point where I regularly praise this show for doing it is The Boys and Homelander. Yeah. So, honestly, I hate Homelander more than I do Carmilla, but I still fucking despise Carmilla. It's just very different shows, but Carmilla.
I always like to reference what's his name in Puss in Boots. I always forget.
Jack Horner.
Yeah, Jack Horner. I always like to reference Jack Horner. We're so deprived nowadays of good villains who are just fucking evil.
Yeah.
That when a Jack Horner shows up, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. I love this shit. And that was Carmilla for me in Castlevania. I love to hate her. She because we don't get enough of that nowadays, I feel.
No, I agree. So yeah, I'd put bottom S. Yeah.
This guy.
So this is the guy who rips his arm off.
Oh yeah, that badass move.
Yeah.
That's the most memorable thing he does. In my opinion.
100%. Not catching me argue with that.
Yeah. So this dude, he's pretty much Saint Germain's bitch. He's just pretty much the guy who has the vampire army he needs to assemble what he's trying to assemble and get done what he's trying to get done. And so Saint Germain just fucking uses him as a tool, and pretty much all he does is fight Alucard's castle, do a really badass move where the Morning Star starts to blow up his arm, and he just rips the bitch off and chucks it like a fucking grenade.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
Shit. That was probably one of my favorite moves that any character pulled in the entire series. Genuinely, it caught me so off guard, and it was so fucking cool. There's a lot of cooler looking scenes. The whole death fight is cooler looking, but it was so creative. The people who did the choreography for the fights in Castlevania, they know their shit. Let me tell you, all the fight scenes are banger.
Yeah, no, the animation studio outdid themselves.
Oh, every time.
I think that I'd put them above Marana, but below Blue Fang.
I'm fine with that. I agree.
Now I'm going to go ahead and have us take a breather. we're like
Mhm.
3/4 of the way through the list. I have to piss
Mhm.
incredibly bad. I made a pee timer. All right.
Of course you did.
Yeah. While you were talking about fucking, I think his name's like Drago. I only have faint memories of a lot of these names, so they had to look them up on the wiki. But yeah. All right. We'll be back in like 5 minutes. It's pee time.
Yeah. It's piss time.
Hello, we're back from our legendary pissing. I just realized, how long has the music been off?
I don't know.
I'm gonna turn that back on. I've been very...
We're very professional.
Yeah, I've been very hyper-focused on the tier list. I forgot that there was no background music for however long. It's back now. I have it on loop. I don't know why it stopped. Okay.
Who knows, man?
So this is the random chick from season 4.
I don't like her.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't like her.
I put her in F. Higher.
She's annoying.
Yeah.
To me.
Actually, it would be this then for these two. Because I forgot. Yeah, the right is worse. Yeah, they don't really do anything. Probably.
Yeah, they're just kind of crazy. Yeah.
Probably the biggest character that suffered the most from the rush.
Yeah, she's just kind of a douche.
Yeah.
She at least says something though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like every time she was on screen, she just do some stupid like thing because of how crazy she became from the town just essentially collapsing. Like her whole thing is she's trying to maintain the guise that the royal family still lives, even though they've been dead for a long ass fucking time at this point, it seems.
Yeah.
And like she's just gone so crazy that like she can't think of any other way things should be. So that's all she does, and she doesn't really help anyone, really.
That's all of my thoughts. Like I said, I don't really like her. she's there.
Yeah, she's very bland. She doesn't really have character, and even if she did, I mean, she's just annoying
Yeah.
to me.
No, that's about right. There's not even much to discuss with her. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Next, we have the chick that Alucard gets with.
Yep.
I'd put her like, above Marana, but below the guy who throws his arm off, because, I mean, like, they lead. I don't know. Like, she's also like, she's introduced so fucking late into the story that
Yeah.
it's like, whatever. Like, there's no one out there who's like, oh, this is my favorite character. Like, if there is,
She's a bad character.
no,
Like,
but they're very, like, they're there for the plot. Like, Alucard gets a person.
yeah,
They need the souls for the thing for Saint Germain, so they're in charge of a town. They got to get to the place because Alucard. They are objectively a plot device.
Yeah. She's definitely whole character is definitely being built around being a plot device.
Yeah.
I don't hate her though. I mean, I think she's genuinely not a bad character though. So
I think that she could
I
have
guess
been
it's
better if they got
fine. I think she
season
should be
5.
above Arm Guy though.
Okay,
Personally.
I can put her above Arm Guy. I just can't put them above Blue Eyes though.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put her above Blue
Yeah.
Eyes either.
Yeah.
His lines are too cold.
Literally,
They
it's
cut
just
deep.
that one scene is carrying him, dude. Like it goes so
Dude's literally
hard.
showing that one good, like really good scene, like amazing scene. It's all you really need sometimes.
It's true though.
He's easily the best side character. Like
Yeah,
or-
like a side
Yeah.
character by
I wouldn't
by
even say-
standards. Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't even say side character. He's a random character
Mm-hmm.
easily.
Came out of nowhere and started spitting bars, dude. Like.
Yeah, and then just died. Like. 'Cause I don't know if I'd classify Blue Eyes as a true side character.
Probably
I
not.
don't think he gets enough screen time.
Yeah.
But he's still very good.
Yeah. Technically, he is one of the main antagonists of season 1.
That is true.
But,
He's the head demon
yeah.
or night creature.
All right. Next up, his name is Ratko.
Isn't it Vlad? Oh, Draco. It is Draco. Yeah, you're right.
He's there. He's Russian, and he kicks ass.
Yeah, his whole point is like he's trying to be this badass vampire guy, and like he makes fun of Varney
Yeah,
all the
I
time
am.
because he doesn't view him as a true vampire.
I would put him fucking D tier, dude.
I don't much care for him. That's fine.
He's also in a situation where you remove him and nothing changes. Like, just add more night creatures to the distraction, and he does nothing.
Yeah.
I'd put him above
And
Godbrand, though.
You can have Varney literally just leading random ass fucking vampires, and it'd be the same.
Exactly. It's a waste screen time. So, I would have rathered that screen time than put on, like, I don't know, Striga and Marana.
Yeah. Or hell, on Death himself.
Yeah, on Death himself, which...
Or maybe a character I just mentioned.
Yeah. Oh! Well, time for Death.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, no, literally. With Death, it's like... His fight with Trevor is so cool, but let's be for real, like, that's not indicative of him as a character.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no, I don't think he's A tier.
I don't think so either.
Which sucks.
Yeah. I'm
Like,
with you.
I wish he was, but he's just
Yeah.
like, boom, I'm evil. And then, you know, Which, like, not like that's like... yeah.
Yeah, they foreshadow him once.
Yeah.
And, like, they kind of explain how he is. Like, he isn't, like, death itself. He's more the aspect of it, in a way. Which, yeah, and like, that's his motive, and pretty much, yeah. And it makes sense, like, why he likes Dracula so much. Dracula's gonna genocide all of humans. He needs that to thrive. Dracula's, like, his #1 guy when it comes to killing people.
And the more souls he eats, the more powerful he gets.
Yep. So essentially, when Dracula died, he started starving.
Yeah.
He wasn't eating good.
The thing is, like, his motivations make sense, and
yeah,
he has the potential to be S tier. He's there for an episode and a half. Fuck. With all his screen time put together, he's probably only there for 1 episode.
Yeah. He genuinely doesn't even do that much as his alter ego, Varney.
He, like, appears, and then fights Trevor, in a really awesome action sequence, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And then, dies.
Yeah, I liked his speech about, like, how fucked up it is that he can't really participate in the killing.
Yeah, exactly. He's cool, but he's just... Nah. I take back everything I've ever said. I think Death is the biggest victim of the Rush.
100%.
Yeah. No, it's bad.
He was very clearly meant 5, not season 4.
Yeah. I'm thinking about where I'd put them. I'd put them B, obviously. I think.
Yeah.
I
they're more important to the lore than anyone in C.
Exactly. Like they drive the plot technically as Varney.
Yeah.
I just don't really count Varney as Death because they're. You would have no fucking clue, like that like Varney is Death. Unless like I was watching it my second time when you watched it for your first time. And there's like 3 total lines that if you know that he's Death, it's like foreshadowing. Because there's 3 times that someone dies or Ratko talks about killing someone. And Varney's like, you could say it nourishes me in a way. And that's like, that's it. So I don't know, Varney just feels like such a different character. But...
Oh, apparently Anonymous Fox can't type anymore.
Oh, shit. Type in Discord, and we will listen to your stuff. You'll have to be in charge of that while I'm in charge of this stream, Cole.
That's fine.
So yeah, you keep track of Anonymous Foxes. How long have you been typing? Is this the same situation as yesterday? Not yesterday, Tuesday.
It probably. He says that Death is mid to low B, which is we're gonna put him low B.
Pretty much. I'd put him, I think, below Lisa.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I hate doing it. I really do. Their design's like super cool, but
yeah,
fuck.
They have a fucking baller ass fight, but their character's kind of eh.
If this was a fight tier list, he'd be S tier, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
We're finally here, Christian.
The problem is that for the 1 season that Nocturne has, I need us to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that there's a comparable amount of characters.
Yeah, Anonymous Fox hit us in the Discord chat. He says, I said is now everything from this point will be easy to rank. All C and lower, smiley face.
Literally, it's... Oh my god, dude. I know, Cole's disintegrating, FOMO. His Wi-Fi is kicking his ass right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's having a bad night. Yeah. You had good Wi-Fi Tuesday? Today, it's like, nah.
I did have good Wi-Fi Tuesday. Don't worry. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get some better Wi-Fi.
Well, we have Richter's mom. I wouldn't put them D because they don't do anything wrong. So I would put them above.
She's kind of Richter's motivation.
I'd put them above Marana.
I agree. I think above Marana.
I think that's What's bad is that I think Richter's mom is one of the better characters of the show, and they died in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. You know, they don't have to suffer from the terrible writing.
They don't. They got out early. Richter.
Richter's mom was literally like, "This is your cross to bear," and dipped.
Yeah. No, it's. God. Oh, we have. I don't know where to put Richter, dude. I don't know.
He gets better, at least.
He gets.
I think end of season Richter is okay. Beginning of season Richter is fucking god awful.
Dude, I just have so many problems with like. He literally gets an anime power up.
Yeah.
Trevor worked. I'm sorry.
Richter is the most anime protagonist ever. He's seconding you, which is very true. I third you.
It's because like Trevor, like he had to work, dude. It was so interesting because Trevor was fighting with it was part of what made Trevor so compelling. He was fighting next to a magician, like a person who Sypha used the most badass like fire and ice spells I think I've ever seen animated. They used their ice spells in some cool ass ways. And half vampire, and they were still on the same league as them.
Yeah.
Like
half the time you see him scrounging around for shit. In fights.
Yeah.
There's literally a time where he grabs a fucking broom, breaks it on a dude's head. He's like, "Oh shit, that didn't work," and then fucking stabs him with it. Because now it's sharp. Like,
no, God, it is
creative.
He has to. He has to. Fucking
keep up.
Alucard has a magic sword.
And can teleport.
Yes! It's fucking Misty Step, dude! And Richter just, like, gets, upset.
Yeah, he gets his shit rocked every episode, and then randomly in a lake, because he thinks of his family and how they're gonna get murdered, which isn't the first time in the fucking series, by the way, that they're threatened to be murdered. He finally gains the power of magic back, because that, you know...
And also, like, the problem with... I was thinking about this, the way that section is placed, where Richter's, like, upset, like, that his families might die by these vampires, they might already be dead, and he doesn't know, because he just ran away and left them in the catacombs, with the other vampires.
Yeah, as far as he knows, he's already doomed them to death.
Exactly, like his
fucking dip.
Like in that part of the show, he doesn't know if they're alive or not. Like, so it makes no sense for him to be worried for their well-being.
Well, I mean, it makes sense for him to be worried, but it doesn't make sense for him to be like, oh yeah, they
100% are alive. It's
He doesn't really, like, do anything besides fucking complain.
He doesn't, dude.
Anonymous Fox says in Discord, Trevor is a very creative fighter who can adapt to anything, I think is what it meant. And Richter is just a Belmont, therefore he is strong.
That's pretty much the logic they use.
Yeah.
And I was originally excited.
By the first night creature that fights him.
And I was originally excited that, like, they were going to be like, oh yeah, since Trevor got with Sypha, the magic carries on. And I predicted that like a year ago, like obviously, but it was like, fuck yeah, like that's going to be cool. But they made it so uncool. Like,
it looks cool.
It looks like an anime.
Yeah, but fight scenes can only take you so far. Being an interesting character has to carry the rest.
Here's the thing is, I think that how bad they are is going to get almost doubled because they're the main character. Like,
Yeah.
they're
don't
not
even
just
feel like it.
Yeah, they're not just bad. They're like a bad main. It 180'd. It went from me being turbo impressed by enjoying a main character with Trevor to me absolutely despising Richter. So
Anonymous Fox says, fun. According to the games, Richter is not Sypha and Trevor's child. That is actually correct. He is a long descendant, though. I don't remember who's next in line.
I mean,
it goes like Trevor, Sypha, someone, then Simon, I think. And then, like, later on, Richter.
I mean, wouldn't in the end, like Richter just be, like, yeah. Is he saying,
But
like...
yeah, the magic still carries on, though.
Yeah. I mean, in the games, would he not still be, like, a long descendant of Trevor and Sypha?
I think he is still a long descendant in the games, but yeah.
Again, I'm a non-game player. Again, sue me. Burn me by the stake. I know that, yeah, but yeah. Honestly, I'd put them F.
Yeah, I don't know the Belmont line very well.
They're the main character and they're
Yeah.
so bad.
I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I really do. I want to put them in D, but I don't know if I could bring myself to do it.
Like, at least Godbrand doesn't do anything. Richter actively harms the story. Like, whenever it was Richter's turn, to be fair, there was no one I was excited for. But whenever it was Richter's, like, time to be on screen, I was like, God damn it, dude. Because he was just gonna complain about his mom being dead.
Yeah. Like, it's understandable for that to be a part of his motivation, but that's literally all he fucking talked about, and how, like, life sucks and all this shit. And, like, and he's in the game lore, apparently he's supposed to be one of the most talented Belmonts of all time.
I think that he's objectively the strongest.
Yeah, and yet he's just a bitch.
Yeah. I'm sorry, fucking, I'd put him here.
I don't really think he beats anyone.
He
beats a couple of random vampires, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't beat anyone important.
The only characters I put him above are the people who fuck Alucard. But I don't, yeah.
I don't. It still feels bad. You know what I mean? Like, it feels bad.
But I think it's. I don't know. Unless he just fucking gets cracked in season 2, I can't.
I have high hopes for Richter in season 2, but I had high hopes for Richter in season 1, and you know where that got me.
Yeah.
So, at this point, who fucking knows? Anonymous Fox is hitting us early. He's like, Maria is not the character in anything but name. Yeah, that's a way for a lot of these, and that's the same way.
Yeah, like Maria.
Anonymous Fox is like, we don't talk about the twins. They never existed. They never existed.
No, like Maria's there. They don't actively harm the story, so I wouldn't put them F, but I'd put them D. I don't.
She doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
She fights. She talks about the revolution.
Has a really
That's about it.
unintelligent argument with her father because they're both idiots. But
yeah. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, man. She got the idiot genes from her father.
yeah, it's no, like I wish I could say more, but like there's not much
She
to
doesn't
say.
really do anything. Yeah.
Like she gets sad when one of her birds die.
Yeah, she's used as a plot device more than anything.
Which is not okay for one of your like main cast.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not okay.
Yeah, I wish they did more with her being like a prime member of like leading the revolution.
Not only that, I wanted them to do more with her being a fucking witch, dude.
Yeah, that too. Like, but they don't commit to anything. Which sucks. Like, if they committed to one or the other, or even both, she'd be a better character.
They
just don't commit.
They should have
to
spent
anything.
the majority
do nothing with her.
of season 1 focusing on the revolution.
Yeah.
Like not like obviously not just like Belmont versus I don't know fucking French government, but I mean like if we're using all of the same characters hypothetically, we have a plot of you know, Maria and Richter, right? And it's more them figuring out, like focusing on the revolution, and then along the way, like, we get, like, you know, scenes actually knowing who the fuck this bitch is, the main villain,
Yeah.
of the show, and Annette and Edward as the B plot, and, you know, I'd say, like, halfway through the season, you know, we'll say that Erzabet and the priest are, you know, still working together. Have the main villain of the season just be the priest.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing they really just use her as, like, a damsel. The most important thing she does is she's used as a damsel in distress, which is, like,
really bad.
very lame.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Sure. It's literally just, is this good for the revolution? Then I like it. Is it bad for the revolution? I hate it. And then there's no in between. She has no. She is black and white. There is no gray. There's no sustenance to our character.
Yeah. I think that
annoys me.
It's a talent that we were even able to talk about them as much as we just did. So
I agree.
Yeah. Annette. If you're going by objectives, they are the main character of the show.
They are 100% the main character of the show at this point.
Yeah. They get more screen time than Richter. They have more moments than Hector. Not Hector. Wow, Richter. She's unnecessarily important in comparison to characters that should be more important. I'm thinking about where to put them, because
Anonymous Fox brings up a good point for Maria. There would need to be a blueprint for there to be a character.
Yeah, my bad.
But yeah, go ahead, continue with Annette, sorry.
I'm trying to think, like, Annette is a character. We've gotten to the point, alright? Annette has a personality, not always a likable one, but has one. Is the main character of the show,
yes,
when they shouldn't be. She does the exact opposite of Isaac and does the slave story arc wrong. I just don't really care for it. It feels kind of just tacked on, but is still really important. But I feel like they could have gone more in depth with it. I don't know why they went to do another slave arc after they just did one with Isaac. I don't know. I feel like I would have preferred if they went with, like, because obviously they changed Annette from the source material. I know that much. I would have preferred if they changed it in a different way, because they just did the perfect slave arc. So I don't think they needed to do another one. But
yeah, and they perfected it in the last season, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly. Like, I don't think that you can get a better. Yeah, I don't think you can get a better slave arc than Isaac.
Yeah, I agree. Especially in, like, this format.
Yeah.
I mean, she just kind of gets everything handed to her, really.
Yeah.
Like, they explain that her powers are just given to her because she's a descendant of some magic being. Like, she gets her time to, like, be built up as a character after she's introduced.
Yeah.
Like, you meet Annette, then you get her backstory. It should be you meet Annette, get her backstory simultaneously, not after the fact.
And then, like,
because we get a little bit of time with Annette before we even understand where she came from. She just shows up, saves Richter from like a night creature that he should be able to one shot, and just gets his ass whooped by. Literally. So she comes in and saves him, like, just out of nowhere. And then like, we get an episode with the crew now assembled, and then we get her and Edward's backstory, which, let's touch on Edward a little bit. After he fucking dies,
yeah,
which is ridiculous character. out of anybody in the show.
Like
she's very she literally just gets the most screen time, like genuinely, and like it seems very evident she's meant to be the one to beat the lady, not Richter. In Castlevania, the series about the Belmonts, which she is not.
They should have like had her story happen, and then at the end of like her episode with Edward, have like her psychic chick be like, I sense that there's a Belmont in like Paris or France or whatever city they're in France.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, so these characters are going to be making their way to find the Belmonts. So that way, then, let's say Richter still gets his shit rocked by the singular night creature. They appear and you're like, oh, they made it. You know, it's like it's a completely different feeling.
Yeah, if the backstory wasn't a flashback, it would do so much more for the story. Like genuinely,
it is downright crime, dude.
They rely way too much on flashbacks for anything.
Every character that's introduced, we get a fucking flashback, dude. I can't.
Literally.
Except the one that I wanted a fucking flashback for, which was Richter meeting Maria and, like, the mom. Like, actually, like, understanding that situation better. I don't remember the mom's name for the life of me, but just understanding that whole thing better.
Yeah, there was a little bit of, like, time where me and Christian were confused as to why Richter was with these people. Because we were told he's meant to go with his aunt, and since we don't get told anything, we just assume these were random people he was hanging out with. Like, I know I personally assumed he just joined the revolution, and this was just some revolution family that he was with. Like, I assumed the aunt died or some shit.
Same.
Because we don't get fucking anything.
They should have followed in their ancestors' footsteps and had all of episode 1 be their fucking exposition.
Yeah. Legitimately. All of the backstory should have been, like, run simultaneously and then smoothly tied together.
Yeah.
In a way. I feel like I would have way less problems with all the characters if their backstories happened either first and then they were introduced, or like with Richter's case, we actually get to see him as a fucking kid for more than 5 minutes and we watch as he watches his mom die.
Yeah.
I would have loved for him like to get at least half of an episode of him first reaching Paris. That would have been great.
I wanted him on the boat. He talks about being on the boat so much, but we don't get to see him on the boat.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we don't get to see anything.
This is just turning us like complaining about the show. Where are we putting Annette? It's about her arc. Like, that's my problem. Like, she gets the most screen time objectively.
I just don't like how everything's handed to her. Like, she just conveniently runs into
the same thing
her
as
arch
Richter is
nemesis
getting an anime
immediately.
power up, dude. It's just
and she beats the said vampire with crosses, but it's been established the cross doesn't innately have an effect.
Yeah. No, like,
because Richter picks up the cross boomerang and he explains, oh yeah, no, it's not because it's a cross that it's really effective against them. It's this weird shape that fucks with their brains.
Yeah, Trevor's
so
like, certain
them,
geometric shapes are awful. Yeah, it's fucking...
Yeah, because the weapon didn't originate from anywhere Christianity existed. It was from, like, some random, like, country.
Also, I'm like 90% sure
and,
vampires canonically...
Like, wouldn't Christianity not work there?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
I'm also like 90% sure that vampires predate Christianity in the Castlevania universe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anonymous Fox says, if you put her in anything other than C tier, I will hurt you.
I put her above Marana, but below Richter's mom. So far. Not that that's.
I'm fine with that. She's okay.
She's
she's
there.
I don't really like her. I also don't really hate her.
Exactly.
She's just like okay.
I have such a horrific neutral opinion of her that it's like.
Yeah. Like I'm with you. Like I don't really have a strong opinion on her at all. Like I don't have an opinion on her. She's just C tier. She has a lot of bad shit about it, like her character, but at the same time, I mean, she isn't that bad. She's okay. I don't know.
Yeah. Now to Edward, bottom of F. Fuck this guy. I hate him. He's my least favorite part of the entire fucking franchise. I despise him. He ruins everything. He is handled in the worst possible manner. No, I'm gonna fucking go in on this guy. He's handled in the worst way that you can write a character in the history of fiction. And then immediately, whenever he is brought back, ruins all world building previously established by a beloved product. He is introduced, given like the most annoying personality trait of always singing, fucking insufferably, and then dies, and then we get to know about him post death, and we're like, oh man, we have to get to know this dead character, not knowing that he's like gonna come back in any significant way, so we're just annoyed the whole time. And then he comes back and ruins everything by being a, like, not sentient isn't the right word, but a night creature who essentially remembers everything about their past. It's bullshit. It's badly written, and he's one of the worst characters I've ever seen in the history of this goddamn planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Jack. Cole's Wi-Fi is being ass on a fucking handle right now.
Yeah, I find it amusing now. Honestly.
Yeah, at this point. But
with you. I when he first started, I just found him he was kind of nothing but annoying, really, to me. Like, he brought nothing to the table because we didn't get to know. We didn't know why he was within that. He just was. And, like, he didn't really do anything. He was just there. Then he sung, and like, this is very subjective. Like, this is very opinionated. I think his singing's ass. Like, there's probably plenty of people who think his singing's fine. It ain't for me. I think his singing's terrible. So that immediately ruins any scene that the singing's in. And then, like you said, he fucking dies. Like, and then I'm like, okay, whatever. He was a throwaway character anyway, as far as I'm concerned. Then we get to find out why he's important. And then I'm just like, what story building is this? What the fuck is this? What am I watching right now?
Yeah.
Like, you and me were both like, what is what is happening right now? Why are they doing this? And then he's back as a night creature, which is, like you said, atrocious for the reason you mentioned, him being completely himself. Like, nothing changed, even though, like, he's so completely himself. He's willing to ignore direct orders from his Forge Master, which is supposed to be impossible. Because even when the night creatures wanted to do nothing but destroy and murder, Isaac forced them to stop, showing that no matter what they want, they listen to their Forge Master. So that's already one thing. And the second thing, it's been shown time and time again that the souls that are pulled from hell to be these night creatures are from vastly different times and places.
Literally.
Fly Eyes, for example, is from Athens.
He's a philosopher from the Athens. Yes.
Yeah, he's from like 2 centuries back. This man is from, or decade. It's centuries. He's like 2 centuries ago in Athens back. That's how far his soul was. Completely unrelated to the corpse he was.
We only know that. We only know that because he's like, I vaguely remember fucking, after like Isaac like grills this motherfucker, is like, I vaguely remember something about philosophy, and I think I was from a place called the Athens. That is it. He doesn't remember his name. He doesn't remember what what his purpose was. His purpose doesn't matter because his purpose is doing whatever Isaac tells him the fuck to do. And that's it. Yeah.
He literally, he said it's like looking through a dense cloud.
Yes.
Like, he literally remembered 2 things: being a philosopher and he wasn't even 100% sure on that. He says, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he might not be. He might not be. We could be wrong. He could fucking, who the fuck knows? Okay?
Yeah.
Like,
and he remembered Athens,
Mm.
and that was it. He didn't remember like almost shit else. I remember like being dissatisfied with how people perceived philosophy. I remember that being something vaguely brought up, but he didn't remember everything. He couldn't be like, oh yeah, it was this, it was here, I was doing this. Edward could. Edward absolutely fucking could if he wanted to. They don't give him the chance. Like, there's so many times where he's like, oh shit, I remember you, and like, oh, I'm pretty sure he literally verbally forgives Annette for for letting him die, essentially.
Also, just
a
side note, very annoying Annette moment is whenever she's directly responsible for Edouard's death, but then gives Hector a hard time for running away.
Yeah. Anonymous Fox says to move on.
Okay.
We're sorry, Anonymous Fox, but we're very opinionated in our hatred for Edward.
Edward is one of my least favorite characters in the history of fiction. All right. The mom, Maria's mom. I still don't remember her name. I know that she has one, and it's said, but it's yeah.
I don't remember her name very well either.
But
I mean, she's a character.
She's there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. She came from another speaker clan, if I remember correct.
Yeah, she was from Russia.
And she's connected. Oh my god, that went nowhere actually in hindsight. She's connected to like the Vampire Messiah, and it's never really brought up again until like she gets like infected by the Vampire Messiah, and she's like, you killed your sister. Yeah, what did that? Okay, never mind. That's yeah, okay. So none of their story arcs go anywhere.
Talk says the idea is being able to be shared. No need to spend 4 years on them. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on the other thing that he does. But yeah, and he said you were starting to walk in a circle anyways, and he calls his mom the MILF. I agree 100%.
100% agree. 100%.
But yeah, no, thank you for saving us, Anonymous Fox. We probably would have talked about him for a little bit longer.
I'd put her. See, the thing is, like with a lot of these characters, they're such a nothing burger that I don't know what my opinion on them is, because I don't think I have one.
I'd put her in D.
I would put her in D. I don't know where.
Put her.
The thing is, like, she's
above Godbrand, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean.
This. I put her fucking below Godbrand, because at least Godbrand went nowhere, and I'll put her above. Because they had, like, I don't know, I found their ending more interesting than any of Godbrand's scenes, so I will take that.
Yeah.
This is her sister that died, F. They're not a character. They're same as, like, Cho. So. Actually, I'd put them, yeah. This is the psychic lady.
Yep.
From Annette's clan. She's, objectively, she's literally the exact same as the speaker, grandfather.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So I put them, honestly, I put them below the speaker grandfather, but
yeah,
they're
pretty much just gives Annette her quest.
Exactly, like they're just a quest giving character. Do you want to lead with this person? This is the slave owning vampire.
Yeah, so me and Christian are decently opinionated on him as well. I feel like the reason you would expect. He's very much a nothing character. All he really is just a face to put on the idea of, like, slave ownership. That's literally all he's really there for. And, like, at the same time, it confuses me because, like, why is a vampire racist specifically towards black people in the first place.
Dude.
It's been well established that vampires view all cattle, livestock. They don't care. It doesn't matter what they look like. They are food. That is it. That'd be like me being like, oh, I don't want to fucking. I want specifically like, black donkeys.
Yeah.
To lead my wagon, and then like the white donkeys can sit in the wagon. Like what?
Yeah.
No. That's
And
dumb.
whenever me and Cole were first watching it, we were coping really hard. Keep in mind, and we're like, maybe it's to keep up like appearances, because you know, black slavery was, you know, a lot more common than
Yeah.
And he just straight up like confirms that he just hates black people in his in his like confrontation with the net. So it's like, because he's like, you people, and it's like, oh my god.
I just don't get it.
It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, he should be less racist if you think about it, because like I said, you should view them all as food.
Yeah, like there should be no difference between.
Yeah.
So,
Nozbach says a racist vampire is like someone not eating a banana because a piece. Literally, yeah, that's a great way to put it.
No, his entire character makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
Actually,
and, like, when he's hunting the net, he just gives up because some guy told him not to.
Yeah.
And it was like Edward. Like Edward told him not to, and he's like, okay. And fucking, I don't know.
I
put him in
put
fucking
them
F, dude.
F.
Just chuck him in F.
Yeah.
Put him in F.
I put them second highest F.
That's fine.
This is Jock. He's also a guy who goes from
He's less extreme of Edward, but
he still breaks the
similar
rules,
sins.
so he goes D.
Nah, put him in F. He breaks the rules.
Yeah, he broke the exact same rules. I'll put him right there. Yeah, okay. This is the chick who gives
Richter his headband.
Yeah. They're fine.
I mean,
yeah.
She's okay. She didn't really. She's I'd say she's D tier exclusively because she's just one of those characters that gives you a quest.
Yeah, I'll
and
put
like
them highest.
she gives Richter a reward for completing a quest.
He didn't complete a quest. He ran away.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah.
No, he did complete the quest. The quest was being a coward. That's why it's white.
Yeah. No, it's he
white flagged it up.
She like is. I think like if I remember, the headband's like related to the revolution that they don't touch up on at all. So
yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure.
I
don't know. This fucking slapper in D. She doesn't really hinder or improve.
So far, you're absolutely right.
She just makes Richter look iconic. Yeah, that's it.
So far, you're absolutely right. And on this Fox, not a single character has gotten above C.
They won't. Heads up. If anyone does, it's Olrock.
Yeah.
But we'll get to him. We'll get to what it's his turn.
The Priest F. I don't think
He's
really.
So fucking dumb.
I don't think we need to go into him that hard, because we went into him so hard when talking about the previous priest and how to actually make a priest antagonist. Like,
yeah, because literally, like, all he did was like, oh, I wanna keep the church alive by supporting Satan worshipping vampires and making sure that
a demon army from hell.
Yeah, making a demon army from hell. That's just a moment in itself.
It's like,
like what the fuck, man. That's why his revolution mentioned F tier.
But no, their motivations make no sense. No, yeah. So, Drolta, I only remember her because I think that she's one of the more bearable characters in the show. I
agree.
Which isn't a high bar, and I still don't think they're a good character, but they're bearable. I think their design conflicts entirely with the time period, and they just wanted a cool design, but I really disagree with how it's made for the time period it's in.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't find that as appalling to me. I didn't really notice until Christian pointed it out to me when we were watching.
It's very much a personal thing, you know.
But yeah, I didn't really notice. I mean, she's all right.
She just kind of does
There's
whatever.
a lot of the same we've already seen.
Yeah.
Cocky, powerful vampire.
Like she just kind of does whatever the vampire messiah tells her to do, and then
I genuinely believe they wasted her design because, in my opinion, I think she has pretty good like character design. She looks very evil. The first scene of her is her with like goat hoof boots walking out of a car. I thought that was great, like cinematography. But they fucking ruined it. Like they go nowhere with her, really.
I think she has too much screen time.
Legitimately, with nothing done in it.
She kind of has.
Like, it's all the same old with the show, which is annoying to me.
They kind of have, actually, they're kind of like the Godbrand of the show.
That's fair.
Now that I'm like thinking about it, like they kind of.
That's
the
pretty
difference
accurate. She really is.
I genuinely found them more bearable than Godbrand. I don't know. I really didn't like Godbrand, dude. So I'd probably put them one above Godbrand and D, if that's how you're feeling.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I think she's a pretty equal to Godbrand. Now that you mentioned that today.
Yeah.
Fox says there are guns and miniguns in the Castlevania series. I did not know about the miniguns, but yeah, I knew about the guns because Jock has one, and he's complete ass with it.
Yeah. Jock, I forget his name. Fuck, hold on.
It's not Jock.
Juiced.
Isn't it
Juiced?
Or Juiced? Yeah, it's Juiced.
Juiced Belmont. He does nothing. He does absolutely the fuck nothing.
Yeah, he's just depressing.
I can summarize him in like three or four sentences. He appears, kills a vampire, tells Richter to give up, and then leaves.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He seems like he was gonna be way cooler when they introduced him.
I thought he was gonna be super important, dude. I thought that's what Richter was gonna be for the rest of the season.
Yeah, me too. Like, I thought like we were gonna go on a training arc, and Richter is actually gonna become like super fucking cool.
Yeah, a bearable character. I would have preferred a training arc than the anime power up, but all right.
Yeah, me too. Oh my Jesus! Fucking Anonymous Fox posted a picture in General. It's Hector wielding a minigun.
Oh shit!
It's not a joke.
Oh wow! I'm looking at that now. That is one wacky thing.
Join our Discord to see this imagery. It'll be in general chat somewhere. Hopefully,
link in the description.
Yeah, link in the description, like always. Anyway, enough plugging. Yeah, I mean, I remember we originally thought he might have been Saint Germain, like sent into the future, because he did at least survive a little bit. Because he saved Trevor, at least. He could have theoretically saved himself, but when it was revealed to be Juiced Belmont, I was way more hopeful for a training arc and like him finally teaching Richter how to get shit done, because he literally was in a bar, a vampire pops in and it's like, oh, they said the next time you see me, you're gonna kill me, and then he just fucking kills him.
Yeah,
just doesn't give a shit, just kills him, steals Richter's fucking whip without him knowing, being like, damn, you don't take care of this shit, throwing it back at him, and then fucking dipping.
That's
like they wasted his introduction, and it's just annoying. So I mean, slap him in DRF. I don't care. Just put him somewhere. Honestly, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I put him. He's more of a character than Maria, so
that's fine by me. I don't care where you put him.
Okay. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the next guy.
Olrock?
Yeah. Because I think you like him more than I do, but I think that he's...
do.
Yeah. I think he's more bearable, but
in my opinion, he's the only interesting character in Nocturne.
mm-hmm.
So that immediately, like, he isn't a great character compared to the Castlevania series.
Yeah.
He's just the only interesting one in the Nocturne. Like, it feels like he's the only remnant left of OG Castlevania, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but because he's got like some mystery to him. He does some interesting things, like he's snooping around. He's got his own like agenda. We get more about his character, like of how. I don't know what to put it, really. I just think he's the most interesting in a cast of bland bullshit.
What
is
is
Orok's motivations? His husband died because of Richter's mom, so that's why he killed Richter's mom, and then he just then some time passes. He goes to Europe, and he just doesn't like the idea of. I guess he doesn't like the idea of this one lady, who I don't remember the fucking name of, ruling the world or whatever, because he's plotting against her.
I think it's because like he likes humans more because he likes Mizrak.
I don't know. I know he doesn't like Mizrak to die. I think like his motivations are his dead husband was an Indian, like a Native American Indian, and like. So he kind of took that ideology from him a little bit of like the land belongs to its people.
Oh, that's actually right. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Like and like or land doesn't really belong to anyone.
Yeah,
kind of thing. I think that's more of like his motivation. He doesn't want her to like own the entire world essentially because he doesn't think that's cool. I guess is like the best way to put it.
I'd put them.
I'd put them in C.
C. Like, I'll put them above Richter's mom.
Yeah, I think he's easily the best character in the show. That's not saying much, really. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like a high bar.
Yeah, I definitely like him the most though, out of everybody.
There we go. I had to adjust the screen. All right. All right. So next up we have Mizrak. Mizrak's probably my favorite character in the show, but that's also probably because he doesn't have any screen time, so they don't have time to mess him up.
And the screen time he does get, he's not an idiot.
Exactly. I have a huge problem with Alrock and Mizrak's whole plot, because we see them like interact one time, and I felt the fucking sexual tension. I remember verbally making a joke like, just get a room already. And
and then they immediately start fucking.
Yeah, like the next scene of them is like post fucking. And that alone bothers me, cause he's like, I forget the role, but like, isn't what he is supposed to be abstinent?
Yeah, he's like definitely a higher end like church person. Like, he seems like a Templar kind of thing.
And but that alone, what he is, hates vampires, and he just did it.
Banged a vampire.
Yeah, like and, no second thoughts. Like, we didn't see any hesitation. We didn't.
Yeah, and he's the only priest sensible enough to be like, you know, what the high priest is doing is kind of fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And then you start to fight against him. Yeah. And he also never like backs down from his morals. Like, there's been plenty of scenes where he literally just insults Drolta to her fucking face because he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't like her. He literally even states there's no reason to pretend we like each other after he insults her. So I mean,
I think that he's fine.
Mizrak and Orok are definitely the best characters in the show. But like you said, that's probably partially because they don't get a lot of screen time, and the screen time they do get, they aren't fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of like, I just have sorry, my brain's short-circuiting right now because we're talking about Nocturne, but
posted a meme. He's like, "Wow, bad character writing."
yeah, the whole Orox Mizrak thing, it's just rushed. It could have been more interesting if they actually spent more time developing their relationship. Yeah. Like whenever Mizrak
habit of either rushing stories or
spending too long,
going way too in depth after it's important.
Like the whole whenever Mizrak's like, you're just a creature who lost its soul long ago, I didn't really feel much because I wasn't really invested in their relationship. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
all right, yeah, we're about to get to that, Boss Man Zero.
Yeah,
I am amazed that you remembered her name.
Yeah, I didn't remember her name either. So I wasn't even gonna look it up to remember.
Here's the thing: I didn't actually figure this out till I was looking up the, the character names for the tier list. Is that these are two different characters?
What?
Yeah. So the one on the left is like the vampire messiah, and the one on the right is the sun god. That takes over her body. They're two very different characters.
What? Huh?
Yeah, it's so badly explained. Yeah, no, it's this. So yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, wait, are they? Because I remember they mentioned the Egyptian god, and I looked it up, and they are completely different characters.
And they just weren't gonna fucking mention that at all?
It's like she just. Vampire Messiah worshipped Egyptian god that we vaguely knew about, and then gave her body to Egyptian god. So
that's never mentioned. They never say that. You literally just had to Google that. even if it was implied, that'd be dumb.
It's bad, dude.
Dude, that makes me hate her even more.
It's
I didn't think it was possible.
We already knew that she was going to go in F.
Oh yeah, she's so forgettable. Like
genuinely,
her motivation is so bland and already been done. Like, and it was also literally stated to be extremely difficult because Dracula tried to do her plan and failed.
Literally,
just because some fucking random ass Egyptian god who should have nothing to do with Europe decided that fuck Europe. Now it just works. Yeah. I don't get it. Bossman Zero says, wait, then why does the sun god still have a thing for virgin's woman blood? That was entire Mo.
That's such a good question, but I looked it up. They are different characters.
Yeah.
That's like the whole point of the transformation scene. I think
because powered up anime style like fucking Richter.
No, it's because they specify like long ago people used to sacrifice like virgins to me to like signify her godhood whenever she was worshipped in Egypt. So that's what she's referring to. But yeah,
I just assumed that she just lived that long because of vampireness.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
That's so fucking dumb. Throw them both in F tier. You know what? Fuck it. Throw them below Edward. They deserve it.
Honestly, it's like I have to put the sun god above the I forget her name already. What is it in chat? Elizabeth.
I guess Elizabeth.
Because
I'm just trusting Boss Man, dude.
Elizabeth doesn't exist, and at least the sun god, I don't know, like kills someone. That's a part of the main crew at the end of so. No. It's oh god. Talking about Nocturne actually like makes me physically exhausted.
We spent all of our energy being angry at Edward.
Dude,
rightfully
so. I had to stop myself from talking about how much I hate Edward again.
No, we can't. We got, we can't do that again. But yeah, no, there's just most are fucking just nothing.
Yeah.
Like, there's big piles of nothing. And it's upsetting.
It really is. I
know we originally joked, like, when we were first playing this,